Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Messy Friendship Lessons podcast. Woo! We have another solo episode. The title of today's episode is My Big Fat Friendship Crush. Now, I don't want you guys to think this is like some romantic thing of like, oh my gosh, guys, big secret, I'm crushing on one of my friends. No, that isn't what it is. It's about platonic crushes, right? That feeling where you meet someone and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to be their friend. Or maybe you just follow them on social media and you see their life and you're just like, oh, we would make such good friends. It's like a friendship crush in the same way you kind of crush romantically and you look at someone and idealize like being with them. A friendship crush is kind of similar, except it's purely platonic. You get excited about being someone's friend, and it's that instantaneousness, which is what makes it very crush like. Because crushing is kind of crazy. But before we get into the episode and we delve into so many things I want to discuss, because I've had so many friendship crushes before, I've been working hard on trying to improve the podcast every day. Start posting on YouTube. If you're someone who listens to podcasts on YouTube, go there. No video content yet, right? You haven't seen my beautiful face live and direct, speaking to you, staring you down the camera lens yet. But that will come with time, guys. But yeah, I'm posting on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So listen, wherever you're listening now, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever else people listen to podcasts, make sure you subscribe, follow, whatever it is, give it a like, give it a review, show me some love. I would massively appreciate it, especially since I have realized we have a lot of new listeners. Woo! Welcome, welcome. We don't have a name for people who listen to my podcast yet. I kind of do want to build a little friendship community. I don't know what we're going to call ourselves. I still quite like messy mentees, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a work in progress. Let's talk about friendship crushes. So, to start us off, okay, I want to talk about what factors contribute to that instant connection or attraction we sometimes feel when we meet someone new. Is it purely based on shared interests or is it something deep? I think it is definitely something deeper. It's a vibe. Like, I refer to it as the click. I literally tell people, like, we clicked, we vibed. Because for me, it's just that instantaneous, like, oh my gosh, we're on the same energy. For me, what causes that click is three things, okay? The ease of conversation, laughter, and common ground. What I mean by ease of conversation, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's just so easy to talk to you. I feel relaxed. I can be myself. Conversation flows. It's not. Have you ever been in a conversation where you're like trying to think of the next thing to say? You know? Or you're like, or like it goes stale at points. Um, or it's that very like surface level. What is it called? Oh my gosh, what is it? What is that called? Surface level chat. Guys, I can't remember what that's called. Small talk. That is the 200. Okay, basically, there's no annoying small talk. It just flows. It's easy. We could talk about a multitude of things. That is one of the things that causes a click for me. Laughter. Anyone who's been fortunate to be around me for extended periods of time know that I love to laugh. I will laugh at literally most things. That doesn't mean I find all jokes funny, but laughter is my release and it puts a smile on my face. And so if you're someone who makes me laugh and I'm laughing and smiling around you, that helps with the click. And then common ground, like a shared interest. It could literally be anything. But if we have like a common ground and something that we can discuss in depth, I usually find I click with people like that. Now, in terms of a personal experience where I've met someone and felt that like immediate pull to be friends with them, And if I try and think about like what was it that drew me in to that person, you know? Because I've had friendship crushes several times. I've had that click several times. Um, Not like a crazy amount of times, but enough times in my life that, I'm quite familiar with a low friendship crush. If I reflect though on my early years, guys, my earliest memory of a click, I would say I was like 9 or 10, and I was at a Kenyan party. And as you can imagine, set the scene. There's loads of food, loads of adults, loads of kids, music. It's just loud and a vibe. Um, and then there was this other little girl, and we met, and we just instantly vibed. And I think we initially bonded over one of those silly kid things like talk to the hand or whatever major loser. And I just remember us running around the house, upstairs, downstairs, laughing. And we would put on these fake American accents. Um, and we would be like, whatever to everything. I think that's what we said. Was that the word? There was some word we'd say and we'd be like, I think it was whatever. We'd be like, whatever. We genuinely thought we struck comedy gold with that one. But it was fun and easy and comfortable. And outside looking in, you would have thought we were friends before this. So if I think about what pulled me into her, it was definitely her energy, just the pure joy. And for me, I'm definitely drawn to joy and light. Like we all have our things that draw us to people. For me, it's definitely authentic joy. Because also a lot of people can smile and hop around and be nice. Um, but I think in life I've met some people that it truly radiates from the inside out, and that authentic joy just draws me into them. But besides energy and vibes or joy, another big thing that leads to that instant desire to be friends with someone, that friendship crush, is the way you think. For me, if I feel like, OMG, I like your mind, yeah, definitely something that's cool, especially since I've been an adult. If I reflect on my adult life, I haven't had that many friendship crushes in my adult life, but the few I've had where I've been like, oh my gosh, I want to be friends with this person, it has a lot to do with liking their mind. Intelligence is something that makes me click with people instantly. And this might sound like I'm complimenting myself. Like intelligent people, we just click with each other. But what I mean by that is like, okay, I love talking. Wow, big shock, surprise. The girl who has a podcast loves talking. But if you ask any of my friends, I love to discuss like a lot of things, like social dynamics, life, pop culture, God, how do things work, relationships, politics, like social issues. I like to sit down and just hear people's experiences and thoughts on random things. And so for me, someone who is able to hold those conversations and express their views logically, who is knowledgeable, balanced, vocal, I love that. And when I meet people like that, I always, 9 out of 10 times, want to be their friend. Um, and it's not like every view they express and I 100% agree with, because sometimes they express opposing views, and that just kind of makes me really think and re examine my perspective. I promise you guys, with everyone I call my friend today, I can actually tell you the exact moment that it popped into my head. OMG, I love the way you think. Um, and when people talk through their view and perspective and share their logic and share their minds with me, I get a big fat friendship crush. Um, I don't also want to make it seem like it's like super serious conversations. We could literally be discussing anything. Food, the Kardashians, TikTok. I love, love, love when I feel like I love the way you think. So, what draws me to people? Let's rehash authenticity, joy, and your mind. Those are the things that in the past and currently have led to some friendship crushes. Okay, so how do we differentiate though between a genuine desire to be friends with someone and the potential for idealization or projecting your own needs onto them? Because that's the thing with friendship crushes, okay? Sometimes it's not, a genuine desire to be friends with someone. You've invented somebody in your head, or you just want someone to fill a certain gap in your life. So I think the difference between that genuine desire and idealization and projecting is the why. So, like for me, I just talked you through my why. I know my why: laughter, authenticity, joy, your mind, blah, blah, blah. But I know for some people, there is such a, and I don't think this is a bad thing, but there's such a strong desire for kinship and for friendship, or even like a best friend. And that kind of results in the why having less to do with the individual's character and person and more to do with you, your needs, what you think of them. When friendship crushes, and I guess your pursuit of friendship is not rooted in like actually having a genuine desire to be friends with someone because of who they are. When it's not rooted in that, as with all crushes, okay, platonic or romantic, like I said, you create a version of someone that does not exist. It's not rooted in reality, baby. It's not real. And I think that's the big danger, big red flag with friendship crushes. It's so instantaneous. You never actually really know the person. Which is why not, by the way, caveat, which is why not all my friendship crushes have led to friendships, okay? Some of them have been full on friendship crushes and died on that hill. um, because sometimes you project your desires onto people of who you want them to be in your life and character wise. Um, for example, yeah, I want a best friend. This person is nice and accessible. Hey, let's be best friends. There's no click, no bond. You end up pursuing a friendship, or worse, forcing a friendship on someone who's not interested. Before you start pursuing a friendship based on a friendship crush, take a step back and think, do I have a genuine desire to be this person's friend? And a great way to check that is, what do I like about them? Right? And if you start listing things that are genuine things about that person, then like 10 out of 10 across the board, go ahead. Right? But if it's your idealization of all the things a potential friendship with them could be, then but again, I feel like it's tough because that's what a crush is, right? The idealization element is what a crush is. Let's talk about pursuing new friendships. Because I think with friendship crushes, it's that instantaneousness. You got that excitement. You might want to go in full force, okay? So let's discuss what role vulnerability plays in pursuing new friendships. Is it necessary to open up and share your authentic self even when you're just getting to know someone? So I think vulnerability is a tricky one. It's either really welcomed or so scary to some people. But I will always say it is absolutely necessary to be your authentic self. Lead with authenticity. It is better that way. Because, guys, imagine pretending to be someone you're not, and then you slip up, and everyone in your life runs for the hills because they don't recognize who this person is. They're like, oh, who is that? Oh my gosh. So, be yourself is often said, but I think it's because it's true, you know? Be yourself. Those who want to buy in will, and those who want to run for the hills will, because not everyone is gonna like you. Okay, so be authentic. In terms of opening up and sharing everything, this is gonna be tough for some of you to hear. Okay, I need you to hold my hands. Imagine you're holding my hands. Look into my eyes, okay? Imagine my eyes. They're brown, and almond shaped and amazing. I'm just messing around. Imagine you're looking into my eyes. Let me hold your hand while I say this, okay? No. No. I know you want to open up and share every single thing, but listen to me. No. Let things happen at a natural pace. I know a lot of women are guilty of this. I like to say it's the trauma dump to trauma bond. It's like, oh, I want a best friend, so I'm going to tell the stranger everything about me. But the dangers in that is one, it can come on too strong, specifically when the level of sharing is not mutual. You can leave people thinking like, why is this person telling me this? But also, if you are someone, who just doesn't care about that and you're just open and you share your life and you wear your heart on your sleeve, like I rate that. So to you, I would say, look at it this way. Be careful because not everyone has pure intentions and a good heart. Okay? I assume we do. I assume anyone listening to any type of podcast about bettering yourself as a friend or just learning about friendship in general, I'm just going to instantly assume you have a good heart, right? But not everyone is like us, guys. So, just be careful. Be careful in telling a stranger every single thing about you in pursuit of a potential friendship. Because, like, also on a more personal note, something I've learned with my walk with Jesus is discernment, okay? So having discernment on when to speak, who to share things with is very important. Anyway, in summary, on vulnerability and opening up and being your authentic self in pursuit of new friendships or friendship crushes, lead with your authentic self. And with vulnerability and sharing, allow things to take a natural pace. Allow yourself to really get to know whoever you have a friendship crush on. Which leads nicely onto the next point I want to make, okay? I want to delve into being in situations where you've pursued a friendship with someone only to realize later that it wasn't what you initially thought. I've had that. Met someone, we vibed, we hung out loads. But the kicker was the more we hung out, guys, the more I learned about this person and the less I became interested in being friends. Yikes, I know. And it's not their fault. It's mine. It's mine. It's mine. And my idealization and creating someone who doesn't exist. And look, I think my biggest lesson from that experience is to see people for who they are, not who I want them to be, not who I imagine them as, who they are, not who I assumed they were, who they are. And you do that by not creating an image of someone when you barely know them, by not placing any expectations or fantasies of how your friendship with them could be, and just get to know someone before befriending them. Because with friendship crushes, you get excited, you imagine how this friendship will play out, you drum it up, and then when you actually get to know the person, you can end up in shock. Like, oh, this isn't what I imagined. This isn't what I hoped for. Yikes, I actually don't like anything about this person. So yeah, slow down, slow down, slow down. Because you might want to be someone's friend, but they have no interest in being yours. Okay? So I think something that's very important is read the room. Let me give you an example. You have your little friendship crush, you want to hang out with this person, you met them like, I don't know where. You met them at some event or something, and you guys vibed and whatever. And so you send them a message. It's gonna sound really cliche, but like, okay, was really fun seeing you the other night. Like, it was so fun. We need to go out like that again. Like, we need to plan the next thing. Like, I was so glad I met you. You're such a vibe. Whatever. And the other person might respond like, oh, gee, yes, definitely. Like, are you going to X event on the 15th? Right? Read the room on that. That person wants to be your friend. They're vibing. But if they respond, yeah, cool, or like, okay, then like pick up the signals, baby girl. That's not someone who's interested in hanging out with you again. And your response when someone is giving you like very low energy, non-committal, your thought shouldn't be, okay, let me be so pushy, let me apply pressure. Like, no, don't be pushy. It's too much. It's too much. Because in your eagerness to show you're a good friend, you can become a beg. You can become a big fat beg. And one thing no one should be is a beg. So, yes, be genuine. Yes, put yourself out there. Yes, like, just go for it. What's the worst that's going to happen? Someone turns you down. They don't want to be your friend. Okay, whatever. Be genuine, but relax. Like, if someone is not about it, don't pester, don't apply pressure, just chill. Because at the end of the day, you need to actually be okay being on your own. Because when you're okay being on your own, you won't feel the need to chase friends or do mental and physical gymnastics to prove yourself to people. So I feel like I gave an example already, but a couple non-crazy ways to show interest is invite them out to something, like Instagram DM them about something like their post, show support on something they're doing, strike up a conversation, like, if you guys have mutual friends, ask them to like plan something for all of you guys or whatever. Just, I don't know, I'm trying to think, how have I handled my friendship crushes? I usually just message people and I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so fun seeing you. Like, let's hang out again. Simple. Very simple. Or like the next time I see them, I go up to them and I talk to them. I'm like, oh my gosh, hey, how you been? And I spend time with them. So okay, that's a couple ways to show interest to someone that you want to be their friend without being beggy about it. And like, yeah, just don't be a beg. Relax, relax. It's never that deep. You should never be like, okay, can you meet on the 16th? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And you're like, oh, I can also do the 20th. Just like, just chill, just chill, just chill, just chill. This whole thing kind of makes me want to talk about overinvesting and categorizing friendships. So let's talk about the concept of overinvesting in a potential friendship and how that impacts your well-being and the dynamic between you and the other person. So in the excitement of making a new friend, some people may pull out the big guns. You're trying to impress. You're trying to win them over. You're trying to make them your friend. But you might end up over investing, which is why it is important to let things progress naturally. Don't try and love bomb your way into a friendship. Guys, that is like the worst thing in relationships. Everyone loves to use the word love bombing these days. Like, he love bombed me. But for real, nobody in hindsight likes love bombing in relationships. So yeah, don't love bomb your way into a friendship. It's not gonna work. And if it does work, the longevity of that friendship might be on the rocks, baby. Um, yeah. Now, see, with things like over anything, I just think it's all relative, right? How much you deem acceptable to invest in a budding friendship is subjective. So, to someone listening, maybe even to you, let me speak directly to whoever's listening. To you, inviting a friend out for a meal might be over investing. But to me, that's so normal. Like, if I want to be friends with someone, I'm like, okay, let's go eat. Let's go eat. Let's go hang out. Anyway, so I think a good measure is to see if you are overextending yourself. Because overinvesting can be relative, overinvesting is going to be anytime you feel you are overextending yourself. And this is at the beginning of a friendship. I'm not talking 3 years deep, okay? Because at that point, it's not a friendship crush. They are literally just your friend. But I'm talking like before you've even made friends with this person, you don't really know them that well. If you're overextending yourself, if you're bending over backwards with someone you barely know, and especially if it's not reciprocated, then you're overinvesting. And why shouldn't you overinvest? It impacts your well being and the dynamic between you and the person. You run the risk of putting someone off because they're like, whoa, too much, looking disingenuous, right? Like you're fake. Because it's like, why is this person doing all of this? Is this real? Can make some people a little suspicious of you. Like, you're kind of sus. Or worse, it can lead to you being taken advantage of. So someone taking advantage of your overinvesting and your efforts. And then you could get your feelings hurt when you realize the other person doesn't see you in the same way, right? Which is why it's important to categorize your friendships, guys. You need to understand where you stand with people at face value. And a good way to do that is to not get caught up in what you want a friendship to be and how you like conceptualize this person. Now, this is the tough bit, rejection. Because this is a crush at the end of the day. It's platonic, it's not a romantic crush. But with crushes, sometimes there's rejection. I wouldn't know, I've never been rejected. Um, I need to stop. Have I been rejected with a friendship crush before? I'm trying to think. Maybe. Maybe. But look, I haven't maybe experienced rejection in like a friendship crush situation or like a romantic crush situation, but I've experienced rejection from other people. So I know enough to know rejection sucks. And it would suck if someone is indifferent when you're putting in effort into pursuing a friendship with someone you're drawn to, right? So I'm going to talk you through some coping mechanisms and strategies that I think are helpful in tackling rejection. Because it sucks. Being excited to be someone's friend and them not wanting to be a friend, that sucks. Um, but this is what I need you to think. You know what sucks more? Being disingenuous or having people be disingenuous to you. Okay? So that would mean being someone you're not so that other people choose you and pick you and you don't get rejected, or having people around you who are not being real with you. They're just around for the vibes, and they don't really like you. I would rather be rejected than have a friend who is a secret hater, than have a frenemy. Honestly, I'd rather be rejected than have a frenemy. I'm going off on a tangent. But hey, Aroa said it in the last episode, which is I still want to see you eat, just not my table. But she said rejection is redirection. And I wrote that little one down because I was like, yes, rejection is redirection. I love that. See, I learned from my guests, guys. We're all being mentored through this whole podcast on friendships. But something I find also helpful with rejection, think about it this way. Remind yourself. Be honest with me, guys. Do you like everyone you meet? Seriously, I want you to think about that. Do you like everyone you meet? Is everyone you meet someone you want to be friends with? No, no. Be honest. The answer is no. We all know the answer is no. Not everyone we meet is someone we like. Not everyone we meet is someone we want to be friends with, right? So, likewise, everyone can't possibly like you. Duh. If you don't like everyone you meet, then why would that same reality not be true for other people? Okay? So, not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. That's okay. People have full autonomy in choosing their friends, and so long as they're not cruel about it, they are not wrong for that. I know friendship is vital, I know friendship is important, but if you value yourself, it helps you see rejection as simply incompatibility, as simply redirection, rather than a personal attack on you, rather than there is something wrong with me. Because if there is one thing, if there is one thing the internet has proven, is that there's a community out there for everyone, literally everyone. Now, the advice I would give to the person listening to this who consistently feels drawn to people they meet, but struggles to turn these initial connections into meaningful friendships, I'm going to say be bold, okay? I know I've said, OMG, don't be so pushy, don't be too much. That doesn't mean don't be bold. Be bold. Shoot your friendship shot. And if they're not about it, they're not about it, and you move on. You don't drag it out. In terms of those times I've turned it into meaningful friendships, I think I've actually just been bold. If I, see them at something again, I'll go up to them, I'll talk to them, I'll try, interact, just see, vibe, just see if this is a friendship you really want or if the excitement is all in your head and the idealization. Okay, that's a good way to end it. Be bold. Anyway, that is it for today, my lovelies. If you got to the end of this episode and realized you now have a big fat friendship crush on me, message me and let's be friends. Shoot your friendship shot on me. Okay, I'm just messing around with you guys. I'm just messing around, guys. But if you do want to discuss anything in this episode, your thoughts, or a random topic, then you can message me. Let's talk about it. And who knows, in our conversation, I may end up thinking, OMG, I love the way you think. And then I may end up with the big fat friendship crush on you. So, yes, thank you for listening to this episode. My big fat friendship crush. Remember to follow wherever you're listening. If you want to head over to YouTube, look at some graphics as you listen to the episode, then head over to YouTube, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and show me some love, guys, especially new listeners. I'm so happy to have new listeners. Always message me and let me know what you think. I love a good feedback. I also love to meet people and get talking. Like I said, I might have a big fat friendship crush on you. Who knows? Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, night. I don't know when you're listening to this. But kisses. Bye.